Good evening, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to the Keepit.P podcast, man. We back with another one. As y'all see, I'm in a different setting. Yes, I'm in my car, man. I brought y'all to where I find peace and happiness, to where I'm always happy, to where I always am. Cause I'm always driving, I'm always on the road. Um, yeah. So I hope this episode brings some new light, some new knowledge, and some new thoughts to your life, man. Without further ado, let's get into it. As I say, I'm gonna start with a quote. And the first quote reads for this podcast, it says, "Apologies are pointless to me. Change your ways or get the freak out of my way." I feel like that's real. That's too real. Like the people that know that I say don't say sorry, say my bad, or say my fault. Like don't say sorry, cause saying sorry means you recognize where you messed up. You're gonna fix it right now, and it won't happen again, or won't happen as often. So if you keep telling me sorry, 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 you're not sorry. You're not sorry for real, because you're not fixing the actions you causing. And that's where the my bad's come into place. You say my bad, like my bad. Oh, I messed up. Like saying my bad is cool. I'm okay with that. But you gotta, really know what you're doing, know what's going on around you, to recognize your mistakes and to pick up on that. If you don't realize you saying sorry over and over for the same things is messed up, and if you're not sorry for it, you need to, reevaluate your actions and your word choices. Without further ado, let's get into the episode, man. So, people have a misconception of strengths and weaknesses and things like that. People think because I come on here and talk about things and know a lot of things that I don't mess up. I mess up. I mess up a lot. I mess up a little bit in a lot of ways. I don't have big mess ups to where I can lose my life or something like that. Like if like little small tiny things I can fix over time that I pick up on and recognize. I just recognize it a lot faster so I can change it so it don't happen again. Like I'm not perfect at all. I'm not perfect at all in any area of life. I mess up. I have my flaws. I have my cons, but I recognize it and I try and fix it because I don't want to go through life, making the same mistakes, not growing, not learning, not owning up to my role in my life to what I can be a better man of God, a better man in life, a better man in general, a better friend, better husband one day, a better, just better. People that know me know I always want better for me. I always want to grow. I always want to learn. I always want to, pick up on new stuff because I don't know everything, man. Like, I don't have life figured out. I might walk around here, with my head high and all happy and everything, but I don't have life figured out, and that's okay. You know, I just graduated from college, not even a year ago, and I'm doing pretty good for myself. I'm in my field, but not in my field at the same time. The second I started, the second I got into my flow state and started, stop overthinking, stop all this extra, just trying to lock in on my purpose in life. That's the second my life started to change for the better, to grow without me trying to push it. When you don't try, but you understand your purpose and your walk in faith and in life and as a man, things will happen step by step, slowly. Like you will literally become a better person. Your life will literally make a turn for the better. And once I realized that, man, I stopped all my overthinking, because I overthink a lot. Like I like knowing, I like being steps ahead. So of course, I think of all the what ifs, all the bads, all the cons, and all the pros. But once I stopped doing all that, man, and just really started, being in the moment, man. Stop trying to be ahead. And nothing wrong with being ahead, but don't overthink so much that your brain is not, stabilized. That you're not, on the same agenda as the life you're in right now. Take life right now. Live in the moment. Yeah, you want to think about your future and plans and all this and that, but If you're thinking so far ahead, you will miss the good happening right now. You will miss the small details, the small accomplishments because you're trying to think so far ahead in your life. Um, but yeah, I do struggle. I struggle with many different things, but I don't struggle a lot in those things because I try and fix my wrongs. I try and better myself. Since I've really started, being in my faith and bettering myself and learning about the Lord and His book and what He has in store for me, I really like turned a new leaf. Like, yeah, I turned a new leaf last year when I went through my whole season of isolation the first time around, but I mature in different areas of life that I'm maturing there now. Now, I'm finding my purpose. I'm finding my why. I'm finding, that extra kick that I be needing sometimes. That extra, determination and factor of what I want to be, who I want to become, what I want to do, just by being in the Word. You know, I've been in the Word a lot, and it's really helped me mentally. Like, I thought I struggled with depression and all this and that. Like, yeah, I had issues with it, but it wasn't a struggle. It wasn't a struggle that was meant for me. Once I, just I stopped being in my own head so much. I gave all my problems to God. I gave my problems to the Lord. I took them off of me. 'Cause if it's a problem for me, it's a problem for Him. So I let Him take my burdens. I laid down my issues. I laid down my commitment and promises. I laid down everything that was heavy on my heart and mind that was holding me back from being a better person and being who I wanted to be because I think so much in being in my own head. Um, Lord. Yeah. So I would say it took me a while to really be this emotionally intelligent with my walk, with my purpose, with my why, with myself. Like I was always emotionally sound, but I wasn't emotionally intelligent. I didn't know how to always react to certain emotions that I was given or how to give certain emotions out. So I'd be all over the place. But once I started, self-reflecting and trying to stabilize, you know, my issues and piece by piece, when I did correct and fix and find out why I would react to certain areas in life or have certain responses, it really helped me lock into my emotional intelligence. Once you become emotionally intelligent, life is easy. No matter what somebody's going through or how they're talking to you, what they doing towards you, you won't have a reaction. You'll be like, okay, man, it's all right. Like you okay. You're okay with everything going on around you because your energy, your aura, your who you are will not be affected by what they're doing, how they're talking to you, and it won't get you upset so much. Like, because everybody go through life, everybody have their own hardships and things of that nature, and just don't know how to handle their emotions. So they kind of they're mean, they're hard on people. They talk about people, they have drama. So you can't do not give out the energy that you're giving unless it's positive. Make sure you pushing out positivity, you pushing out kind words, you being respectful because life is hard and everybody don't have life figured out. So just be a steward of the good holy Lord and His nature and spirit and good heart, and be nice, be kind. Like I know it's hard out here, but once you start doing that, man, I'm telling you, like people will stop coming at you. People will stop, being so ugly around you because they know that you don't like that. That's not who you are. You don't want that around you, and they just pick up on energy. Like people know when they do wrong most times, and they realize the people that they can do wrong around, who will talk to them and indulge in their wrongness and just too bad going on the wrong path. Somebody that'll uplift them while they're doing bad and want to pick them up and build them up to be a better person. So what I really, really struggled with, I had a hard time accepting my past. People that really know me know my past isn't pretty. I wasn't the best man. I wasn't who I am today. But that's what made me who I am today. That's what helped me in life. But I really struggled accepting it because I was such a I hurt people. Like I hurt people in many different ways, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Like I just hurt people, and I hate with the thought of what I've done to people. Like it's still something I'm working through now. Like talking about it is it's just it gets me a little soft, a little touchy because it's like dang man, I hurt people who I didn't want to hurt, people who I love, people who I cared about, just because I was going through things and didn't know how to handle my emotions, didn't know how to just react and respond and handle my own life choices and things I was going dealing with at the time. So it's been really hard for me. It was hard for me to accept that and accept who people thought I was and who I am now. Like some people see me now and how I am and how I act on social media and how I am in person, and they think it's a facade, that this is not who I am, just because they've known who I was in the past and what I did, but they don't know what it took for me to get here, how I turned it around, how I became this person I am right now. They missed that journey. All they see is then and now. They didn't see the in between stage. They didn't see the dark times. They didn't see the pain. They didn't see the late night car ride. They didn't see the beach trips. They didn't see the journaling. They didn't see none of that. And I had to realize that's okay. They don't have to accept who I am right now because of what they know from the past. But they gonna see that this is really me. This is not a facade. This is not no social media presence. This is me every day, all the time. Yeah, I slip up and have bad times and struggles and all this and that, but it's rare. If you catch it, hey, my bad. I'm sorry. Um, all that healing I did to reach this point took a lot for me. It took a lot of emotions and guts and vulnerability. I had to be vulnerable in spaces where I didn't think I could. Like I'm on social media talking about everything I've been through when just a year and a half ago I wasn't telling nobody about my day. I wasn't talking to nobody about nothing. I didn't want nobody knowing nothing about my life. When I was in school, bro, I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't do too much. I didn't. I hated how closed off and isolated I was. Like I was so low key, and I'm on social media and a platform talking about this now. Like it's crazy how life works, man. But it's all right. I've learned to forgive myself, no matter what somebody else think of me, and think of who I am right now. Cause this is me. Um, so I stepped into part two, season of isolation, man. I'm gonna go down this road for. I started about mid February. I really locked into my season of isolation. I fought it again. I indulged in the areas I shouldn't have indulged in, good and bad and ugly. But I really locked into my season of isolation and bettering myself again. But this time I'm doing it with the Lord, wholeheartedly with the Lord, and bettering my faith and spirit as well. Like I just noticed how fast and how much I've changed and picked up on the world just by, really locking into the Lord. Like He's such a great, amazing God, and I thank Him so much for bringing me out of my struggles and pain. I thank Him every day. He's so good. Like the Lord is so good. So much can go wrong. So much can be bad in life, but when you got faith in Him, it's all right. No matter, it's all right. Um, what really helped me adjust to this isolation versus last isolation? I'm home now. Of course, I'm around really good friends who I've known for a while, who also in their walks of life. So I have other people walking in purpose, walking in, the fruits of the spirit, trying to be better and become better. and seeing their walk and their commitment really has really helped me lock in on my journey. I had to change who I hung around, change what I did, change what I eat somewhat. Really just trying to better myself. I'm also on a 75. I'm doing a 75 hard challenge with some of my homeboys. Shout out to Lean, man. Yeah, and doing this has really helped me lock in, lock in on myself, on my spirit, on my journey, on my walk. Because as on this challenge, I got to work out twice a day. I got to read 10 pages of a book. Um, I got to drink a gallon of water. I gotta um, it's like two other things. Like, it's not a spiritual thing with them, but I'm turning it into spiritual because I read 10 pages of a different book, and then I read the Lord's book as well. I'm starting to take notes, like really take notes on what I'm reading. Shout out to my coworker who helped me do notes because I didn't really understand how to take notes on reading the Bible. Like, I did, but I didn't. Like, in school, I was a note taker and all that, so taking notes was kind of difficult for me. So how she helped me set up my notes is what, when, why. The what is what, the who is who wrote the book, why they wrote the book, what was going on during that time. The when is where were they, what took place, what was around, and what was going on, and then why they wrote the book. What's the point of that chapter? What are they trying to showcase throughout that whole chapter? So I take notes on that, and then while I'm reading the book, I'll do like side notes about what I picked up from my reading, from my understanding, because I pray for the Lord to help me understand His word through my own language, so I can change it to my life and put it to use, work in my life as well while I read. And that really helped me learn the Bible better. Like, that prayer really helped me. Like, all the lustful desires and earthly things don't come to my mind no more. I don't worry about no female. I don't worry about Instagram. I don't worry about anything. I don't worry about nothing. Like, y'all don't understand how clear my mind is. And sometimes it shock me because, like, dang, like, the things I used to like, dang, I wonder this and this and that. I don't worry about nothing no more. I don't worry about females. I don't worry about trying to get a female number. I don't indulge in just getting a female number just because I can, just because she approached me, or any of that. If I do partake in a conversation with a female, it is strictly like a association. It's not I'm trying to get to know you to one day. Because I prayed for the Lord to bring somebody in my life who He wants me to have a future with. I'm not indulging in this temporary dating no more, which I never did, but somehow I always ended up doing it. I want a kingdom, a woman. I want a woman who's gonna also on her walk of faith, bettering herself in the Lord, because she know where she wants to go. She know what she wants to do in life, as far as getting closer to God. Of course, we all struggle and go through things, but I want a woman that's walking in faith and not by sight, because it's so easy to do what's easy, and that's earthly, worldly things. But when you know your purpose, your walk in life, you don't indulge in that. That don't phase you. That doesn't excite you. That doesn't even attract you. Like, seeing a woman reading her Bible, wearing certain things, and just being a woman of God really is attractive, and what I want now. Like, I've learned the sense, the aura and presence around me for as they are now. I don't think about who they're going to be. I think about what they're going through or what's going on around them. I sense how they are now. I can sense presence now. Like, it's a a big different feeling. When you can sense energy around you, you don't want certain energy around you. You don't even talk to certain people because of their energy. And that's my life been great. Like y'all don't understand how happy I've been, bro. Like I've been super happy and excited about waking up every day, just ready to see what God has in store for me for the day. So much can go wrong, so much can happen, but I'm not worried about nothing bad happening to me. I know that I am in the Lord's favor. I am one of His. I gave my life. Like I, it's called a flow state. A flow state is when you realize your purpose, your walk, your why, and it's aligned with your life and everything you do and your choices you make every day. The small choices, the big choices, everything. It's when you walking in purpose. You don't think about all the what ifs. You don't think about anything that'll upset you, that'll make you mad. You just worried about now. We just worry about the second. You're not worried about nothing. Like the flow state, it's a hard state to achieve if you're an overthinker, which I was an overthinker. Really becoming, stepping into my, new season of life and stopping all the overthinking and trying to get ahead and all this and that has helped me tremendously to achieving my flow state. I've started to really see what it means to be a responsible adult. Like, no, I ain't got my own crib and own house, this and that, but me owning the little I do have and pay for, I pay for a lot of stuff. As y'all see, I'm in a new whip, man. But yeah. If you ain't know, now you know. I'm in a new whip. I go through. I have all this that I'm dealing with, and it took me a while to adjust to having bills, like real bills, and how to manage my money. Like one thing I wasn't good with was managing my money. Like I took financial classes in school that didn't get me anywhere. I didn't know how to put it to real work in the real world. Uh, Adulting is also prioritizing your time, knowing how to balance your time, your work, outside of work, your life. How to just the triangle between life, work, fun, pleasure, and everything else. Mm. As y'all know, I played football, I played sports, and I was known for it being fast. I'm known for it being very elusive and juking all this and that, and just cutting up, as they call it, cutting up on the field, getting loose. And I took that into the world with me as well. I run from problems. I run from issues. I, manage my way to get out of stuff that I should have, stayed true to. But once I've learned to stop juking my problems and running from my problems and be a man and face my problems head on, they call that the truck. Once you learn how to truck through life and push through obstacles and get through the tough and gritty, it's easy going through anything that happened to you in life. I learned that things happen for a reason. You just gotta find that reason. So I learned to stop running from my problems, stop juking it out, doing all this and that, and just go through this little small tough time. Or no matter how long it's gonna be, just go through it. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna learn something from this. And it's not an option to run no more. Cause once you do so much running, well, I didn't get caught most times, but eventually you will get caught. Your problems will catch up to you. And you don't want it to be something so bad and so miserable and pull you down so much that you can't get back up by yourself. Um, so I faced my past. As I said earlier, I had to accept who I'm becoming and accept, if people don't accept who I am now. Because what's meant for you will happen. It will come to life. Just have faith. And then, man, moving on to my testimony part. God has a purpose for me. I'm one of his. His purpose is very strong. It's gonna be something I want to do. He pushed me out of my uncomfortable to achieve and start working towards his purpose for me that he has for me in my life. Like most people don't know this, but when I was in high school, freshman year, I went to juvie. I went to I went to jail. I went to I forgot what they call it. But yeah, I was in there. Doing something I shouldn't have. Got caught. Got in trouble, and I went to juvie. It wasn't long. It wasn't long at all. But I had to sit in there. I had to get handcuffed when I was in high school, and just deal with it by myself. Fast forward a few years. Well, no, after that happened, I turned my life around. I really started listening to my mom, listening to my brother, and everybody that's around me. Everybody knew I was good in sports. I knew I was good in sports. But I was also real smart in school. So I stopped. When I was going through my issues before I went to jail, I stopped, paying attention in school because I want to hang around my friends. My friends wasn't in smart classes how I was, the IB, the magnet. They wasn't in that. So I not pay attention and get bad grades just because so I can hang out with my friends. I skip half of school, go to school late, and all this and that just because I want to hang around my friends, which I know is a horrible thing to do. You should never belittle yourself or dumb down to the level of others to make others feel better or just to be with others. You should never do that. But once I turned my life around then, started working towards to be a better person, I had to separate myself from those friends. Y'all we still cool and I love y'all, but y'all are not who I want to become. Y'all are not in an area of life or somebody I want to hang around or things I want to. Y'all don't do what I want to do. I want to go to college. I want to get out the hood. I want to get my mom into a nice house. Like God rest her soul, but she taught me so much with her time on earth. I lost her. I lost her that a year and a half after I went to juvie. And so I'm glad she started to see my progress that I worked towards to become who I am now. The little man who she trained and raised and did sacrifice all this for. I'm glad that could see that. Because it's crazy out here, man. I had to really understand that I went to jail for a reason. Because if I didn't go to jail when I was in high school, Lord knows where I would be. And I'm glad he saved me from that. Because he knows that I got a purpose. And my purpose is big. So, blah, 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 blah. You really got to trust in God's plan. Even when you can't see. When you can't see what's around you. You can't see what you're going through. You really got to trust in his plan. Fast forward a year later, I'm a good person. Well, I'm a better person. I'm in college, I'm hanging around the right people, but somehow, I went to jail again. I went to jail 3 years ago, something like that. I went to jail 3 years ago, being racially profiled, being lied on, just by being. I have some friends. Well, I have family who live in a rich neighborhood. Long story short, car alarm went off, police pulled up, said we broke into the car. Was outside chilling, talking the whole time, got on video. So we like, bro, like, what you talking about, bro? Like, what you mean? Breaking in the car, what you mean? Fast forward, we go to jail. Fast forward, case get throughout, they was like, oh, there was no evidence. I was lied on this and that. But yeah, I went to jail for the second time. So I really deep dove into isolation again because that sent me through a loop. Going to jail, I went to jail. I went to 33rd, and I didn't like it. That food was horrible. It was cold. that little behind cover, hard behind beds. Nah, man. And I shouldn't have, nah. I was in town from college for a weekend, just want to have fun, see my family, see my friends, and disaster struck. I didn't know why I went to jail at that time. I thought, I got racially profiled and all this and that, but that's what happened. But deep down in the spiritual realm, God wanted me to really listen and stop going places I shouldn't be going. My brother told me don't go out that night. He told me, Pop, do not go out and hang with these people. Just chill. I said okay. Did I listen? No. He didn't know I went. I didn't tell him I went to jail either. It, it was a whole lot, a whole big ordeal, and I'm glad God brought me from that. My last thing is like growth is not linear. It's not something. It's not just going to keep going up, keep going up. Sometimes you're not going to grow. You're going to be very static and constant. But you have to do like little small things so you grow in certain ways and areas. Because as we know, if you are constant in life for too long, that's bad. It's good to stay the same for a little bit, but not a long time. That's no. That's a no. You can't rewrite your past, but you can change your future. So much is in store for you if you just dig deep and stop trying to fit in. Be yourself. Be who you're called to be. Because at the end of the day, when you get to those doors, you're gonna be there by yourself. You're not gonna be with someone who can speak for you, who can talk for you, who can, have actions for you. They're gonna question you on what you did in your life. What did you do for yourself? What did you do for those around you? What did you do? And then isolation is not punishment. It's not punishment. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Of course, we're gonna have somebody, a special partner for us one day. But if that's not in your plans right now, just accept that. Don't run from it. You're gonna be in that season for a reason. Everything is for a reason in life. I can't say that enough. Everything happens and everything is in your life for a reason. You have to find out what that reason is. Um, and it's not permanent. Everybody, isolation is not permanent. You just gotta, once you learn what you in your that season for, you will get better. You will learn and mature and be different. Uh, but you really have to walk with intention, faith, and forgiveness. I know it's hard to forgive others. I know it's hard to even forgive yourself as I was going through it. But once you flip that switch and understand, it's okay. God forgives you. Who makes you think that you can't forgive somebody, no matter what they did to you? Like, I know it's hard. I know it's hard to forgive people, but you have to. You have to. Yeah, it might take you a while to fully forgive them and to accept it, but just keep walking. Just keep being intentional. And those that are meant to be around you will stay around. Those who not will weed themselves out. And you gotta realize it, accept it, and move on. Yeah, but that's it for this podcast, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. At the end of the day, like, subscribe, comment. This video will be on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, the whole shebang. But we're going to Keepit.P podcast.